Preparations for the CGL Tier 2 are going on live, and Oliveboard has also started the live mock series, and this is the very first live mock series for the CGL Tier 2, and today's session will be dedicated to the solution discussion of the reasoning section of the SSC CGL Tier 2 live mock, which was conducted over the last. Now you will find that this particular mock holds one question is slightly erroneous, so you will stay with me to the end of this session where you will understand which question is that which I am talking about. And those kind of questions are majorly seen in the quant section, not in the reasoning section, but this only shows that it can be asked in the reasoning section as well, right? Let's start without wasting any further time. So this is the very first question in front of you. So we have two statements here and three conclusions from these statements. You need to read the statements and understand which of these conclusions can follow. Good evening. Good evening, Sai. How are you? The mic issue, I believe, might have resolved. So because of you pointing out in the last few sessions, we realized that there was something faulty with the mic. So we've changed the mic so far, but that is causing these delays in the sessions. Anyways, so thank you. Yes, very simple, very easy question. Okay, just try to read, you'll get your answer. The restaurants business in the metro cities have been increased since the past few years. The restaurants business in the metro cities have increased in the past few years. This is statement number one. Statement number two says 80% of restaurants in metro cities are open for more than 15 hours a day. Okay, so this can be somewhat like a premise to the first statement. Cool. Next, conclusion. What can you derive from this? What is the author trying to tell you? What is the author trying to convey? What is the main idea of these statements? People in the metro cities are not interested in cooking food at home. This is something which you will derive as a conclusion. But the author is not trying to tell you that. If I am talking wonderfully about the business of automobiles, cars, two-wheelers, I do not intend to say that people are now, they're not interested in walking anymore. So this is something which you are drawing as a conclusion. And it is always this is a very intricate detail. Otherwise, your conclusion has to be something which is very generic. Okay. The craze for restaurant style food has increased among people living in the metro cities. This is purely restatement based. So from the statement itself, you can straight away derive the direct conclusion that the interest in restaurant style food is increasing. And conclusion 3 says fresh vegetables are not available in the markets in metro cities. Again, this is an indirect conclusion which you might think, that it might be true, that because all these restaurants are consuming a huge amount of, raw vegetables to produce their output, the food, hence they are not available as much in the metro cities in the markets. But again, that is an assumption which you are drawing. It is not a conclusion which you can derive. So only 2 follows. Option A is the correct answer. There is no problem here. What is the only problem is two things. Point number 1, it will take time for you to read and understand. Reading, decipher. So read at one point and translate and understand at the other point. Right? Two things have to go simultaneously in critical reasoning. And number 2 is general traps. They're very generic traps. Traps where you will get into overthinking. That's it. Otherwise, it's not a very challenging question. And 57 seconds is not bad. It's decent. You have to read 5 different sentences and try to understand and analyze. So that's fair enough. Okay. Not a problem. Next. This is the question I'm talking about. This question was, these questions have been asked in your steno exam, in the selection post exam, though they have not asked this in the CGL Tier 1, where it was expected to be asked. The conversion, binary, decimal, etc. Okay. Now the problem here is, what exactly is the question trying to ask you? You need to first understand, right? When you first understand, the question is trying to tell you that in a number system, percent is used to depict 1 and at the rate is used to depict 0. Now only 1 and 0 are used, nothing else is used. And all the numbers are depicted in the form of 1s and 0s. They are giving you that this is decimal, and in some number system this is happening. So this is actually a binary conversion. Only in 1 and 0, that means it is binary conversion. And if students have learned binary, they already know that if I am writing 10 for 2, 11 for 3 and 100 for 4, I am actually talking about regular decimal to binary conversion. What is the binary conversion? How do we do that? We will divide everything by 2 and we will keep dividing by 2 and considering the remainder. That's how you convert a regular decimal number into binary. Okay. Now the question is, after converting into binary, you are representing 1 by percent and 0 by at the rate. Okay. You have to understand that the number 29, if arranged, if represented in the binary form, how will it be represented? There's a fault in this question. Okay. See, we'll see how will we represent 29. So we'll start with binary only. So we'll start with 2. So we'll write 14 here. Okay. But we'll write the remainder. What is the remainder? The remainder is 1. Then we'll divide further by, I think we should write 1. 1. Now we'll say 2, 7, 14. So say 2, 1. Then we'll say 2, 1 is 2. This 1 again. And here, don't divide this by 1 or don't leave it as it is. Either you can start from here or you have to write it as 2 into 0 is 2. Okay, 2 into 0 is 0 and 1 minus 0 is 1. So be the remainder. So from here, you'll read it in the opposite direction. So what is my answer? 11101. So 29 in binary format is represented like this. Okay, but how do I convert it? So for 1 it is percent. So my answer should have been this: percent, 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 at the rate, percent. This should have been my answer. But no matter how hard you try, you're not going to get this answer anyway. So that is the primary issue. Okay. So this is some sort of a problem which has happened here. But any which ways, you can mark as a report. Mark it as a report. They have marked option C as the correct answer. I believe. Okay. D. So percent, 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 at the rate, percent should have been your answer. Okay. Anyways, this is not the correct answer. Your correct answer has to be something else. So report it here and write nine 2. Okay. So respectfully submit your text. Odd one out of these 5 letters. You need to understand that 4 of them are grouped together and 1 is different. Yeah, good sign. So FIBHD, there are 2 approaches to this question also again. If you observe the place values, this is 6, 9, 8, 4. The only odd place value and this is the only vowel. Okay. Now you tell me which explanation can be taken up, any of them, either of them. You can say that the others are all even, only this is the odd place value, or you can say that the others are all consonants and this is the only vowel. Okay. So option D, I will be the correct answer. This is pretty easy. Almost instantly you can get your answers here. 33 seconds is also, I think, too much, but anyways, just a confirmation. Next. Term in the series. Now, look, if you look at the numbers, you can isolate, you can eliminate 2 options. 5 to 9 is plus 4, 9 to 13 is plus 4, 13 to 17 is plus 4. So 17 plus 4 is 20 for sure. This is eliminated, this is eliminated. The first letter is P. Only focus on the second letter now. R or Q. So E to H, sorry, E to I. 5 to 9 is plus 4. 9 to 11 plus 2. 11 to 15 is plus 4 again. So 15 plus 2. The answer is going to be plus 4 plus 2 alternate. Okay. So PQ21 option C will be the correct answer. Then what is the problem here? The problem is that your numbers are all increasing by plus 4 continuously, but the letters are alternating with plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. So this might put you in a status of doubt. That's the only problem which you're going to face. Otherwise, not an issue at all. 35 seconds is what the topper has taken. This one is also very easy. Interesting question. Art is coded as 13, code is written as 9. What is the code for minds? Now, a lot of you, what you do is, you start assuming beforehand, before you start solving the question. The biggest problem which we come across is when we see art is quoted as 13, we don't think of adding because we think that art, the sum can never be 13. So why do I add and I waste my time? But there is a possibility that I add and I divide and then I get 13, or I add and then I subtract something, then I get 13. Very much possible, right? So the first step always in the algorithm, go with the sum. 1, this is 18, this is 20. So how much? This is 39. 39, 13, you can easily see that you divide by 3. Check for code. So 3, this is 15, this is 4, this is 5. 4, 5, 9, and 12, and this is 27. 27 divided by 3 is 9, and there you get your answer. Very easy. So for mines, first you see 13, 9, 14, 5, 19, 19, 38. 38 and 9 is 47, and 13 is 60. 60 divided by 3, option B. Okay. 56 seconds. Why? Because a lot of guesswork is going on here and very less on here. That's the problem. Cool. Next. In a certain code language, complete assign report is written as 1, 2, 3 and report is urgent is written as 3, 4, 5. What is the code for report? Simple Chinese coding based question, I believe. Report is common in both these words and nothing else is common. Is and urgent. Nothing else is common. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So 3 is the code for report. Then now what is the issue here? The issue here will be doubtfulness again. Doubt, you'll say self-doubt whether this will be right or not. This person did not and neither should you. Be confident about these questions. Okay. There will be questions which will be very easy, which will be direct, which will be given to you and to everybody in fact, so that those are the basics. That much everybody is going to score. How you build up on that is what is more important. 99 students, Manav is ranked 64th from the top. What is his rank from the bottom? So 99 plus 1. This is a verbal question basically. 99 plus 1 minus 64. This is what you have to do in your head. 100 minus 64 is 36. 36 is option D. That's my. Or 10-second questions, 14 seconds. Okay. Judgment based. Okay. Judgment based question. In your college group chat, a heavily edited clip is circulating that portrays a teacher in a false, damaging light. Members urge forwarding it to teach a lesson is in the quotes. That means this is in the form of a negative word. They're trying to tell you, they're trying to warn you. As an author, the person who's written this is trying to warn you that the members of this group are apparently asking others to forward this to teach the teacher a lesson basically. Okay. Now, what will you do in this situation? Forward the clip to more groups to gather opinions? Of course not. Confront the original sender with insults to make them stop. Unfortunately, a lot of us, get down to this. Even on social media, there is a lot of trolling. Okay. Everybody, each and every person today, even if he or she is a top class celebrity, there are words like the man or woman who has no haters. Words like these which are used, but even those people come across a lot of trolling on social media. It's very common, it's very normal. A lot of people, because they are faceless entities on social media, they think that they have the authority that they can say anything or everything to everybody. Okay, so that is not how you deal with these people. No. Quietly save the clip and share it with outside media outlets. Again, that's useless. That defeats the main purpose. Report the post to the group admin or moderator. Refrain from forwarding and provide any context pointing to possible manipulation. Option D is the most appropriate. The question is not difficult at all. It would have been very easy for you to just read and answer, but you have to understand what is the moral principle behind this. Only when you are giving the mocks, not when you are actually writing the examination, right? Next. See, one word here, one little word in the question is going to help you approach this question better. one little word in the question. What is that one little word? The one little word is approximate. A lot of people will miss this. They will just read this and they'll feel like, oh, okay, 8 plus 4 is going to be something 0.02 is maybe this is deleted, maybe I'm getting an answer here, whatever. Okay, you have to understand if it is asking you an approximate value, just round them off. So this is 25 plus 175 minus 14 should be equal to x cube plus 120. That's how you'll change it. Okay. 25, 175 is 200. 200 minus 14 is 186. 186 is equal to x cube plus 122. 64 is equal to x cube. X is equal to what? 4. I think that should not be a problem. Even if you approach normally, you will still, what you can do is you can solve and then approximate. That is also possible. But that is only going to take up a lot of your time. If the word approximate is used, just start rounding off. Okay, 40 seconds. Next. Cause and effect relationship between. Priya decided to quit her job and start applying for various universities because the job that Priya was currently employed in was not in alignment with her future. Because is set in this direction. 1 because 2 makes sense, don't you think? So whatever comes after because, that is 2, is my cause and 1 is the effect. 2 is the cause, 1 is the effect. That simple. Okay, 22 seconds. Good. Next. Now, statement conclusions again. In country X, the English language is spoken by 80% of the people. Country X, English language is spoken by 80% of the people and 10% speak French. James does not speak French. 80 plus 10 is how much? 90%. So we are still dicey about the 10%. They might speak some third language or they might speak none of them. Might be, that means they'll be speaking some other language altogether. The conclusions are James does not belong to country X. Can I draw this? No. Why? Because of that 10% gap. This could have been very easy if I would have said that 90% of the people speak English only and 10% of the people speak French only. And James does not speak either of them. Then I would have concluded that yes, that means James does not belong to country X for sure. But here we have that scope of 10%. 80% plus 10% plus 10%. This 10% is for others. This is for French and for English. Now James can be in this group, may not be, may be. So we cannot conclude this for sure. The author is not trying to tell this to us. James belongs to the remaining 10% of the population of that country. Can you say that James belongs to the remaining 10% population of that country? Are you sure about that? I think personally this should also not be true. Okay, the correct answer should have been either of them is correct. Either of them is correct, but I think I know probably if I mark the answer, neither will not be true. I think so. Yes, they have made a conclusion to be true, but I don't accept that. Okay, just think. Okay, what conclusion can I derive? So in country X, English language is spoken by 80% of the people, 10% of the people speak French. If 80% speak English, 10% speak French, 10%. Okay, I have two possibilities for James. James is neither speaking English nor French. So James can either be in this category or James cannot be from this country altogether. Both of them are possible because conclusion 1 hints on that. So technically, I cannot definitely conclude either of them. So the correct answer here should have been, if I consider both of them together, only one of them can be correct. You agree? So technically, the best answer here should have been either 1 or 2 follows. And if that is not available, I have to go with neither 1 or 2 follows. So I feel strongly this is not the right answer. Anyways, you can raise a report here also. Get checked. Okay. Data sufficient. अमित राजपूत जी, हिंदी में 5 बजे होगा बेटा, दूसरे चैनल पे। हिंदी में है, क्यों नहीं है, अवश्य होगा हिंदी में। हिंदी में 5 बजे शाम को दूसरा चैनल जो है ऑलिव बोर्ड एसएससी वाला, उस पे आऊंगा मैं ही आऊंगा 5 बजे, मैं ही लेके आऊंगा। ये एक्सक्लूसिवली इंग्लिश मीडियम। Now, 8 persons sit around a square table facing the center but not necessarily in the same order. 4 at the corner and 4 at the centers of the facing the center, right? Who among the following sits adjacent to M? Statement 1, data in statement 1 and 2 together, either 1 alone or 2 alone. 1 alone is sufficient, 2 alone is sufficient. That means for sure we are going to take the answer. With whatever data is available here, you are surely going to get an answer. Okay. The combination is only what matters. So what is your game here? Your game is to check for statement 1 alone first. Okay. Because you have either or, you will check for statement 2 alone also, and then if nothing works out, then both of them together are going to be your answer. So 3% sit between J and N. I don't know where is J, where is N. Okay. O sits immediate left of J. So if J is here, O sits immediate left of J. There is no mention of corners anywhere. Okay, not in the first one. 2% sit and 3% sit between J and N. Maybe N is here. I'll definitely have two cases, then J can be here also. 2% sit between M and H. Can be anywhere. This is not helping me out at all. Statement 1 alone is not sufficient to answer my question. Statement 2 alone says J sits at the corner of the table, N sits third to the right of M, I sits immediate right of L. Not helping out again. Okay. Now either or is also not true. 1 alone is not true, 2 alone is not true, either or is not true. So that's the only possible answer. If I take both of them, I will get my answer. Please don't sit and arrange this, please, because that is only going to waste your time. I know those students are regularly attempting these mocks or maybe regularly practicing, regularly giving these exams. They are very thorough with this concept by now. But there are a lot of newcomers, and what they end up doing is, in the data sufficiency question, supposedly for sitting arrangement, they'll end up arranging the whole thing. Sometimes you have to partially arrange to check your answers, but most of the times you'll be able to get it directly. Okay, next. 111. One of those students who has probably arranged the whole sit, just to confirm. Always go by the options. Don't take your options lightly, guys. They are given there for a reason. Okay, logical and meaningful answer. Perfect. Let's look at this. Petrol, crude oil, drilling, vehicles, refining, reservoir. So first, definitely we are going to have a reservoir. If we are starting from the regular order, we'll have a reservoir. We'll start drilling there. We'll get crude oil. 632. We have only one option which is following. Refine that. Make petrol and use it in the vehicle. 514. The next one should have been 415236, but that is not there only. So option B is the most appropriate answer. I don't think there's anything wrong here. You can also go vertically here, 1632. So 1632. Petrol, crude oil, drilling or reservoir. So first, a lot of people have this mindset also that, oil is dug from the rigs and then a reservoir is created. That's not how it works. Okay, you don't have reservoirs for crude oil like this. So option E is the most appropriate answer. 35 seconds. Next. Okay. Figure out 25, 18, 16, 27. So for 25 and 27, you need a +2. Can I get a +2 by this doing? Possible? Okay, that's what is going to give you a hint. Because if you attempt the same thing here, what are you going to get? You're going to get 174 minus 22 is 152. Perfect. We've got our answer. The only thing here is, be careful. Sometimes they will change the direction. They will change the order. They'll put ampersand and hash in an opposite order. And you will think that plus minus is my answer. So you'll repeat the plus minus. You'll get your answer. And that incorrect answer will be there in the options. These are the silly mistakes. One of the students in one of the classes has mentioned that IBSA, their security assistant, their answer key was out and they verified. And the paper was overall good. They did wonderfully well. They ended up making two simple, silly mistakes in the reasoning section. Very easy questions in the reasoning section, but two silly mistakes. These are the kind of silly mistakes you generate. because of the pressure of the examination. Okay. What is the answer here? 24 plus 8 is 32 minus 10 is 22. 22 is going to be my answer. Option C, right answer. Cool. Every question, I am trying to show you that every question has the capacity to put you off track. The only thing is you need to realize and you need to identify. And this identification cannot be done when you are actually giving the mock. This can be done in the analysis part. Okay. Next. 5 persons are sitting in a row facing the south. Either first ranker or fourth ranker is neighbor of second ranker. Second ranker, first ranker or fourth. It's not and, remember. So it's either first or fourth. 3 persons sit between second and third ranker. If for 3 persons to sit, second or third have to be here. Agree? Now, fifth ranker is sitting second to the right of fourth ranker. Second to the right of fourth ranker. Fourth ranker has to be here. No, that's the only possibility. Only then will the fifth ranker sit here. Agreed? There's no other option for me because second and third have to be here only. Now, second ranker has either fourth ranker or first ranker. If second ranker is here, this is not going to be true. So, second ranker has to be here. Third ranker has to be here. This is fourth ranker. This is the first ranker. Cool. Who is the neighbor of the third ranker? Fifth ranker? I think it's the fifth ranker. Any other possibility? I don't think so. "98 seconds. Okay. I don't know why. 98 is too much. With all due respect, I think of late in the last time when I was preparing, when I was solving these questions for CGL Tier 1, I was getting a lot of hate in the comments, not in the English videos, in the Hindi videos, towards the end specifically. And then I realized, I checked the names and all, it was specifically because when I was looking at the times, used by the topper. Okay, sometimes I was saying that this is not the ideal time. The topper should not have taken this much time. The topper was getting offended and ended up spreading the hate. So don't worry, my idea is not to berate or belittle anybody. The idea here is only for me to give you a comparative analysis, that what is the actual expectation. Maybe even when I sit in the exam, I might not be able to do it in a very short span of time. That happens. It is normal. All win is victory. Some success is win. No gain is victory. No win is gain. No win is gain is absolutely right. Some victory is success, absolutely correct. No success is gain. No, I cannot conclude anything between success. Some success is not gain could have been correct. No success is gain is not right. But no success is gain is a possibility is correct again. So my answer is both 1 and 2 follow. Yeah, that's it. Cool. 32 seconds. Very decent. Very nice. 34 is related to 187. 13 is related to 71.5. Go to the nearest number. 34 and 187. You can see that 34 multiplied by 5, 170. I am adding 17 to get 187. Okay. Similarly, 13 multiplied by 5. 6 is 78, but we are not coming in the back. 65. And I am adding 6.5 here. Get 71.5. This is quite clear now. So basically what is happening is the number itself is multiplied by 5, then increased by half of that number to get the result. Clear? The number itself is multiplied by half and increased by half of it. Multiplied by 5, increased by half of it. Okay. Or whatever you're getting the result here, the 1/10 of it is being added. That is also possible. 5x divided by 10 is again x by 2 only. So what number is related to 165? A lot of students again under haste what they'll do is 165 into 5 plus 165 divided by 2. Then they will look at the options. Look at the options first. What number is related to 165? So basically I have 5x plus x by 2 equal to 160. This is 11x by 2, 165. X is 165 into 2 by 11. is divisible by 11. This is straight away 15. 15 into 2 is 30. Valid on option, the correct answer. Cool. Done. 35 seconds. Wonderful. Which of the following equations will be correct? Let's solve. 12 and 20. We'll divide 12. Division here. Can we? We'll have to solve both of them only. 216 divided by 12. Yeah, sorry. 27 into 20. 27 into 54. 540 plus 8. 12. 558. Okay. The second one is 19 into 7. 12 plus 14 into 12 minus 12. Should we pick it up like this? 12 minus 12. 12 common. I get 12. Oh, sorry. This is 20. 20 minus 12 plus. Now 280 plus this number minus 12. Is it going to be 52? I don't think so. Correct. I think only one is the right one. 130 plus 280. 12 is nowhere 52. B. Combination of letters which will complete the series. First, look at the vertical options. Anything which is same vertically. No. Everything is different. Now look at the repeat pattern. Dash dash G dash dash G I. A E I O U. F G dash F G dash F dash F dash F G H I F G H I F G. Got it. F G H F G H I F G H. Beautiful. Very nice. It will come to you automatically. We'll start with E F option C. Cool. After you solve a lot of questions in this pattern, you will start realizing the patterns. And then you will be safe from this 72. 72 seconds is too much for this. Okay, but sometimes luck also favors. It just comes to you sometimes, and sometimes you work very hard for it, but just can't figure it out. 75 into 2 is 150. 2 is 300. Into 2 is 600. Into 2 is 1200. Is that true? I can't believe my eyes. But that is also very much possible. I had to 6 seconds. Excellent. Number set. Oops. Will be D. First number multiplied by 2 and second number multiplied by 2 plus 2. That's what is happening. Or first number multiplied by 4 plus 2. What is happening here? 2, 2 plus 2. Or into 4 plus 2. Easy. Option D is the only correct answer here. Data sufficient. Not relation. How is H related to S? Both 1 and 2 together, either 1 alone, 2 alone, 1 alone, 2 alone. Again, the same problem. Something or the other is going to give you your answer. Okay. So, 1 alone, start from 1 alone. K is the sister of S. H is the mother-in-law of Q. K is the spouse of Q. Okay. How is H related to S? H is the mother of S. Correct? I think 1 alone is sufficient. But we still have a chance of either 1 alone. Okay. Check for 2 also. You will have to check for 2 because you have the either case. H is married to C. K is the sister of J. Okay. C is the father of S and J. And K is the sister of J. So how is H related to S? Again, H is the mother of S. So either 1 alone or 2 alone is sufficient. Okay. 6 seconds. These questions could have been done faster actually. Might not, should not take up as much time. But I think, yeah, after a long time, you might have come across a live mock of SSC CGL Tier 2. So maybe I agree with that part. But try to cut it shorter. Because there will be questions which are definitely going to take time. If a puzzle based question comes up, if a seating arrangement based question comes up, if a long data sufficiency based question comes up, if a critical reasoning based question comes up, you are going to you will take up time. So save at the other place. Minus means plus, 2 means into means minus, plus means divide, and divide means 8 plus 12 is 20 minus 9. Verbal question. 10 seconds. Which does not belong to the 5, 40. Yeah. If I add both of them and I divide by 2, 2 plus 94 divided by 2 is 73. Okay. 4 plus 28, 22 plus 20 divided by 2 is 51. That's out. 96 plus 32, 6, 8, 8, 4, 12. So this is not working out. Just by unit digit, we can figure out that this is not working out. So option D is the odd one out. Now that we know the pattern, D is the very common topic, very common pattern actually. Triads. Okay, again 65 seconds is too much for this. So there is, the sentence is being formed, okay, which is using a word in context. But the word is jumbled. You need to understand the correct word. Okay. There are various options given to you. The new industrial boiler system generates dash, enhancing the production process and reducing consumption. A boiler system is going to generate steam. Not teams, not mates, not meets, but steam. 20 seconds. Great. Equalities. So ampersand is less than equal to exclamation. Nope, no relation. Ampersand is greater than at the rate, again no relation. Okay, the correct answer would have been neither 1 nor 2 follows. But always remember, if you have either, you will have to cross check. Condition number 1, both of them are individually incorrect. Yes. Condition number 2, they should have the 3 signs in between them. 3 signs means if they are not related, greater than, less than, equal to. Yes. They should, the number 3, the element should be the same and in the same order. The elements are not same. Ampersand, exclamation, ampersand, at the rate. But yes, they're in the same order. Then you have to check for the other one. Are exclamation and at the rate equal? Yes, they are equal. They are one and the same. So they can be used interchangeably. This one is as good as ampersand greater than exclamation. So then either conclusion 1 or 2 follows is my correct. So towards the end, what is happening is, now that you are in a hurry, you are going to just, ignore this and probably mark neither and move ahead. That is where things are going to go wrong. Otherwise, the question is not difficult. 28 seconds. Whoa, 28 seconds, but correct answer. Wrong answer. Okay. That's where silly mistake comes into play. What is the point of this question? 3 square 3 cube, 9 square 9 cube, so 7 square 7 cube, 43. 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Microsoft is related to USA in the same way as Alibaba is related to China, I believe. Alibaba is a Chinese origin company. Right? Perfect. See how they have placed the questions. Towards the end, you're getting more faster and easier questions. P is the mother of Q and R, where P has no sons, and both of them are daughters. S and T are daughters of Q, where U is the father of S and T, of course. How is S and T related to R? They are niece of R. R sisters, daughters. 40 seconds. 40 seconds? Why? Okay, anyways. Pointing to a girl, Subodh said, always start with the speaker. Subodh said, she is the daughter of my mother's, Subodh's mother's, only brother, Subodh's mother's brother. The daughter. The girl is a daughter. How is Subodh related to the girl? Subodh is the cousin. Now I'll tell you what is the problem in this particular question. Okay, this question should also have been marked as incorrect. I'll show you why. See, technically, what will you give me as an answer? That Subodh is the cousin of the girl is the cousin of Subodh. There is no word as cousin brother. It is flagged in the English language itself. You cannot use the word cousin and brother or cousin and sister together. Cousin is gender neutral. The word itself is gender neutral. Now, they are giving you an option of cousin brother. Of course, this is not the answer. This is not the answer. So, cousin brother, you'll feel that is the most appropriate answer. But you also have an option of data inadequate. The problem is, ideally, cousin should have been an undoubted answer here. I don't know about brother or sister. But because brother is given here, this is unnecessary giving it a male identity. I don't know whether Subodh is male or female. Neither I have any means of finding out. So technically, from the options, the best possible answer is going to be data inadequate. It's a very sensitive question because I understand technically cousin brother in itself is not correct. It's incorrect. I think if this question would have come up in the actual examination, we would have reported it. So you can report it. Go ahead and report it. Let's see what does the person have to say. Of course, that is marked wrong. 36 seconds. Right? So that's it for today. These were the 30 questions in the logical reasoning section. And as promised, we have smoothly taken up to them. Of course, these sessions are going to be long. They are going to take some time. So don't worry, be patient. These sessions are for detailed analysis of what a student goes through. What is the journey? How does it look like? And how can you actually utilize this time to analyze more with more depth? That is the purpose of this session, right? It's not about simply me coming here and explaining the solutions to you. That you can do yourself also. So we'll end here. I'll see you guys in the next session. Till then, you guys take care. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.